West Virginia, scenic mountains and valleys where transportation is more of a necessity than a convenience. It's an economic generator and a tourism lifeline. Without modern, safe highways, progress is stymied. The future is held captive to the past. The West Virginia State Route 2 and Interstate 68 Authority was created by a legislative act in 1996 to promote four-lane development of West Virginia State Route 2 from Chester to Parkersburg and Interstate 68 from Morgantown to Moundsville. These two highway projects are vital links for economic and tourism growth. The region is home to about 25% of the state's population and nearly 50% of the manufacturing base. With nearly 300 core industries and 25,000 skilled jobs, it's home to a dozen Fortune 1000 firms and home to the West Virginia High Technology Consortium with 200 firms engaged in cutting-edge technologies, numerous electric generating facilities, and the majority of West Virginia's steel industry. It has the state's largest university as well as research centers and government facilities, generating tens of billions in annual revenue. What's missing are four-lane highway links, links for community safety and security when time and weather impact travel and put people at risk. For decades, Route 2 and Interstate 68 have been a low priority with the state. In West Virginia's northwest quadrant, Route 2 is the only major north-south corridor totally within state boundaries. It is the primary road along a 137-mile access way from Parkersburg to Chester. It's a parallel artery to the state's most prominent natural resource, the Ohio River. The Interstate 68 extension is a proposed 52-mile corridor to complete a link from the Port of Baltimore to the Ohio River. It is a key linkage to all points west via the bridge at Moundsville. It will save as much as 22 miles and 30 minutes in drive time from Morgantown to the state's western boundary. It will create regional health and educational options. Interstate 68 could also offer spur lanes into Fairmont to the southeast and to New Martinsville in the southwest. Many manufacturers and small businesses are key stakeholders in this effort. One such business is the West Virginia Oil Gathering Service in Belmont, West Virginia.
Our business hauls crude oil and brine water. We travel exclusively on Route 2 to get to this facility. We 3 years ago had an average of 10 to 12 trucks come in here in a day, and now we're up as high as 50 to 60. And the increasing drilling activity is brine water is getting to be a big thing, and we're planning on expanding, so there could be up as high as 90 trucks a day coming in out of here. And they're from Morgantown, Clarksburg, Buchanan, and different areas, and they don't know this road. The majority of the traffic coming there is large trucks, a lot of tractor trailers and some large straight trucks. Pulling out on Route 2 at a truck, you're from practically zero, and the speed limit is 55, and it takes it several feet or a half a mile or so to get up to speed, and that's a good reason for a rear-end collision, you know, and traffic bumper to bumper, and we're talking numerous trucks and some coming each way. It's a big issue. 4-lane on Route 2 would be good for our business and everybody else up and down the river. Accessibility is a big thing for industry anymore, and the roads in and out of it would be a plus for everybody.
The movement of equipment and supplies needed for the development of the oil and natural gas fields in the area is greatly hampered. This is most evident in the movement of traffic through Sistersville. This double turn creates a serious safety hazard for those traveling through the area. With an abundance of natural gas and its byproducts, the potential exists for many secondary manufacturing and chemical processing jobs in the valley. We need to be ready to accommodate these potential facilities. The CertainTeed plant in Marshall County produces drywall for the construction industry. The drywall is produced using the calcium sulfate that's produced from the new scrubber stack at the Mitchell Power Plant. Murray Trucking of East Liverpool, Ohio, through its terminal in New Martinsville, distributes drywall. Murray Trucking currently must travel north to Wheeling and then east and south to Morgantown. Interstate 68 would save both time and fuel for Murray Trucking.
We're running approximately right now 10 to 15 loads a day going over east. And we have to run Route 2 north to Interstate 70 to Washington, Pennsylvania to 79 to 68, where if 68 were extended across, it would save us a lot of time and a lot of traffic to get where we need to be. Today, for example, coming out of the east, coming in right in here to Hannibal, Ohio, we have 20 loads coming back today, bringing carbon into the Ormet plant in Hannibal, Ohio. And we have to come across 68 and go up to 79 to Washington to 70 and come down Route 2. Where if 68 were extended to Moundsville and New Martinsville, look at the distance we would save in fuel and time and driver friendliness.
Another major user of West Virginia State Route 2 is Ergon, West Virginia. Ergon daily processes 20,000 barrels of crude oil into gasoline, diesel, and specialty products at its facility in Chester. The refinery, along with associated businesses, often see 400 trucks a day leave their facility.
Okay, transportation is vital to our complex here. In addition to the refinery, we also have other businesses located on the property or adjacent to us. Ergon, West Virginia has approximately 175 employees. If we combine that with the other businesses, it's over 400 employees in this immediate complex that travel to and from work every day. Transportation on Route 2 is vital as well. About 80% of our product exits the facility via 18-wheeler, via trucks. So that's probably over 15,000 barrels per day. Number of trucks for the refinery itself, it averages about 80 per day, but can get as high as 150. And if we add the other businesses in the complex in, that maximum number could be over 400 trucks a day. So over 400 employees and over 400 trucks a day in this industrial complex. Pretty significant traffic on Route 2.
The Mid-Ohio Valley Regional Airport currently handles 44,000 operations per year, 4 daily commercial commuters, and 1 Federal Express flight. It's home to nearly 40 corporate aircraft. Located on the airport property is the Hoagland Run Industrial Park. This area houses 7 businesses and has room for several more. The area, however, needs a better highway access.
Having an improved Route 2 up to and past the airport would have 3 distinct benefits to the airport itself. First off, we have an improved schedule coming up that will mean passengers are coming and going during high traffic times on Route 2. It's very difficult to make a turn off of 2 into the airport area and to leave the airport and to get back on the road. An improved road there would enhance traffic flow, would make it easier to come to the airport, and it's all about being easy to get in and get out of the airport that brings the passengers here. So I see it an improvement for customer service to our passengers. Second, we have an industrial park. The industrial park has a pretty heavy traffic flow with some large trucks. They have to come out onto Route 2 from a dead stop and merge into traffic in one lane. I see that as a hazard, and it inhibits additional growth in the industrial park. If they could merge out with high-speed traffic going around them, then it would be much easier for that traffic and growth in our industrial park to merge into the local area. And 3, I have developable land up here, and in order to develop that land and get its best potential out of it, I need good access to the interstates, and a 2-lane road just doesn't bring that access to the area.
An expanded WV2 would also mean greater access to the Greater Pittsburgh International Airport for citizens and businesses in the Upper Ohio Valley. The chemical industry in the valley is characterized by Momentive, Bayer, Alpharma, Cytec, and PPG Industries, along with other smaller facilities. PPG Industries plant manager explains the effect an expanded WV2 would have on his business.
As far as transportation goes for our plant right now, we've got an ideal setup as far as being around the Ohio River, and we bring coal in as a raw material, and we ship a lot of our products out by water, and that works really well for us. We have a CSX railway that goes right through our plant, and that works out well for us with rail traffic to the north and to the south. If we had a 4-lane facility here, it would really be the complete transportation package, and we'd be able to compete with almost any manufacturing site in this part of the country.
The safety of our citizens is also a major concern. Arlene Summers, Director of Nursing at Wetzel County Hospital, and Bruce McClymans of the West Virginia State Hospital discussed the medical need for an expanded West Virginia State Route 2 and I-68.
We are a level 4 trauma center. We see over 1,000 patients every month, and we average about 40 traumas a month. Many of those will require transport to either WVU or Wheeling for more specialized care. In most trauma situations, you have a golden hour that everybody knows about. That's 60 minutes that you have to provide the most comprehensive care you can. Many times for us in heart attacks or in neurological problems, when we have to transfer the patient to WVU or Wheeling, we cannot meet that deadline if we have to travel by ground across Route 7 or up Route 2. Wetzel County Hospital many times has to use ground transportation, E-squads, to transport our traumas to West Virginia University or to Wheeling. With a 4-lane, we would be able to cut that time considerably in getting the patient to either one of those hospitals and probably save more lives.
We're a regional facility. We attract patients from throughout north central West Virginia and really throughout the state of West Virginia. In terms of Interstate 68 and access to our care and to the facilities here at WVU hospitals and at WVU Healthcare, obviously it seems to me that extending Interstate 68 as a 4-lane road from where it intersects I-79 currently over to the Ohio River where it would intersect Route 2 would make a lot of sense. A lot of our patients access us from that part of West Virginia. Obviously access would be a lot easier if they were able to use that extended interstate coming over to Morgantown. From a business perspective, we have a number of employees and a lot of our staff here live out that direction from Morgantown, and their access into Morgantown would obviously also be enhanced through this kind of change. So in balance, from an economic development perspective, in terms of what it would mean for access to the healthcare services here at West Virginia University, extending Interstate 68 to the west to intersect with Route 2 over to the Ohio River would, from our perspective, make a lot of sense. One of the issues that we deal with from a healthcare perspective throughout West Virginia is access. A small state, relatively speaking, 1.8 million people. Access to healthcare services, though, in this state is a little bit hard. And one of the ways that quality gets improved in healthcare is by easier access to care. WVU Hospitals offers lots of subspecialty services and services in general that are not available to other hospitals within West Virginia. Creating better access to WVU healthcare services for West Virginians will improve the quality of care, will improve their lifestyle, will ultimately improve outcomes of care. So this kind of extension of Interstate 68 to the west, better enabling residents in that part of West Virginia to have access to the kind of specialty services we have here at WVU, ultimately will improve lifestyle and improve outcomes of care.
At the center of the Northern Panhandle, Wheeling is the center of commerce and tourism in the area. Dennis Magruder, manager of the Wheeling Civic Center and Capitol Theater, discusses the Wheeling area.
WesBanco Arena is a fairly historic building. We're about 34 years old now. We are the home of the Wheeling Nailers, who are a AA hockey affiliate of the Pittsburgh Penguins. They've been here for 18 years. We're proud of them and what they bring to the community. We do many banquets, different kind of banquets, trade shows, various assorted meetings of local employers, and we're just an overall multi-purpose facility. So in the future, if there were an I-68 extension where we could market more frequently to that university crowd, I think it would be very, very helpful, not only to our facilities here at the Capitol Theater and WesBanco Arena, but to the riverfront cities as a whole. This town and this entire Ohio Valley are very, very historic. And I guess it's only fitting that this was once the gateway to the West. We're standing at the original gateway to the West right here in Wheeling. Behind us right now is the very famous suspension bridge erected in 1852. And I know St. Louis, with that great arch, likes to claim the gateway to the West, and we'll let them have that now because the West has moved further west. But we're the original gateway to the West. So transportation was in fact the birth of this community in this valley. So an enhanced transportation can only make us better. And so, we've heard the old adage that sometimes if we look at the past, we can improve the future. I think if we look at the past of transportation and recognize that this was the hub, and if we can enhance that going into the future, it would mean good positive growth and a very bright future.
Cabela's Outlet and Distribution Center are the flagship businesses at the Highlands, located in Ohio County. Cabela attracts over 2 million visitors a year. Their 1 million square foot distribution center will expand to 1.5 million square feet in the near future.
The Highlands Develop has, in recent years, been one of the fastest growing areas in Ohio County. We've been able to accomplish over 2.2 million square feet of building occupancy up there. We have over 3,000 permanent jobs now at the development. We have attracted over 5 million visitors annually, with the biggest part of that coming from Cabela's, who attracts from a wide region. And we've increased the tax base here by $300 million, and that development has been key to the growth in Ohio County and sort of this down economy. And we feel a key part of that is our infrastructure that's developed there, but also leading to the Highlands development and leading to Ohio County. Interstate 70 certainly provides us a east-west corridor, but the important corridor for us north to south would be Route 2, and the expansion of that would greatly benefit Ohio County and that development in particular. Folks that come to our development as a destination attraction or for employment not only travel east to west from Ohio to Pennsylvania through Ohio County, but also from counties south, Marshall and Wetzel, and north, and Brook and Hancock. So the continued improvement and expansion of Route 2 would greatly enhance the Highlands development in Ohio County. And I would add to that also the airport that sits at the north end of our county. There is great potential for growth up there with the right infrastructure in place and the right access in place, and a big part of that again would be Route 2. One of the key components as we grow at the Highlands would be looking beyond the retail section. We started out with the Cabela's Distribution Center, which is their largest distribution facility now in the world, a little over 1.1 million square feet. And they're looking to add an additional 500,000 square feet to make that about a 1.6 million square feet facility. Back in that region of our development, or that section of the Highlands development, we are working on other distribution facilities as well as light manufacturing facilities to locate as we diversify the development beyond just being retail into better paying jobs and sustainable economic jobs for the future. And again, a key part of that is having the proper access and infrastructure to Highlands development, and a key to that would be the continued expansion of Route 2.
Jim McGoldrick of the Pleasants County Development Authority sums up the economic development restrictions we are facing due to the lack of an expanded West Virginia State Route 2 and Interstate 68.
The condition of Route 2 through Pleasants County is a problem for development in Pleasants County. It limits the accessibility to the county by tourists who might come here. It restricts the delivery of goods and services, and both coming and going, to plants that are in Pleasants County. And I think it's really important that we work toward upgrading that to improve our economic situation, our job possibilities, and the retention of the industries that we have, as well as recruitment of new facilities for our county. We have excellent opportunities for economic expansion here, but it depends, the successful development of those depends on the accessibility to the sites. And with Route 2 being the principal highway through our county, in its current condition, it's very difficult to market those sites and market good highway accessibility, which we just don't have. We're fortunate in Pleasants County because we do have good, marketable, accessible sites that are available for industrial and commercial development. We have great rail access, we have great river access. The big impediment we have is our highway access. And it's just very important that we work to have that upgraded for the economic viability of our community.
The West Virginia Route 2 and Interstate 68 Authority will continue to work for the development of these two important roads within our state. The extension of Interstate 68 into the Ohio Valley will provide a direct link between the Port of Baltimore and the Midwest. And while some progress is being made on West Virginia State Route 2, like the project in Marshall County and the completed 4-lane section in Brook County, much more needs to be done. With the completion of a 4-lane Route 2 in the Ohio Valley, we will be able to present a complete package which is needed for economic development in our area. The Ohio River, the railroad, developable land, a reliable workforce, and a modern highway.